This is Behind the Counter.
Behind the Counter.
With the Food Zone. Here's Heidi.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum. I am delighted to be sitting with this gentleman across the table from me because I eat his salad every day. I am going to introduce the man in Livingston, Anthony Marra Jr.
Hello.
Hi, Anthony. I'm so happy to be sitting with you because, like I said, when we were talking about doing this interview, I said, you know me, I know you, but we really don't know each other. Right? So I'm excited to hear about you and your journey.
Yes. So thank you for doing this. First of all, she came in here. She's all set up. She has all this equipment.
I'm very professional.
It's not,
as the kids like to say.
This doesn't seem like it's cheap. So, and again, you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart. So it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's dig in a little bit.
Yes.
So Anthony Marra Jr., how did you get into the restaurant business? I'm assuming it's from your family, but I'd love to know how you made it to where you are today.
So both of my parents actually were in the business, and my father still is. But people locally know Marra's in Roseland. Then that's where my dad originally came. He started in West Orange. But even going further back, when I was in kindergarten, we had a place in Belleville, which was called Buccino's, and that was originally my great-grandfather. Then it went to my grandfather. Then it went to my mother and father. And that's how it all started. That's how my father actually ended up really getting in the business. And I was always hanging out there as a kid. And then little by little, things changed. The neighborhoods changed, and my father ended up moving and opening up a place called Marra's in West Orange, down at the corner, like Eagle Rock, Main Street area.
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah,
Is it possible?
And it's funny because at one point, too, he also went partners with his Stretches down there. So that's how this whole thing kind of actually, he has a great relationship with Peter, who used to own Stretches.
Sure.
So that's kind of how we all intertwined and everything happened.
So do you have the secret chicken Savoy recipe in your back pocket? Yeah, I do. I saw you at the Belmont Tavern, so I know. So growing up, I'm assuming there was a lot of cooking in your house?
Yes, yeah. So both of my parents cooked a lot. My father still does. He still likes it's so easy just to come here, get food, or go there and get food, but he likes to cook. One of us will have it at our house. And
so did you start cooking when you were a kid, or do you just...
a little bit here and there. And actually, my father, going back to, in Roseland, he had the deli forever, going back, he's probably there now, if I had to guess, 30 years. But he had the restaurant, too, for a long time, the little restaurant there, and that was kind of right when I got out of high school.
The one that's still there now?
No, so the restaurant's not there, but he has his deli, and then now what he does now, he has, at nighttime, he turns it into like a little restaurant, too. So he's still doing all that, but he had a full-blown, there was a restaurant, and then next door was a deli for a while. And that was when I was in high school, getting out of high school, and I started there as a busboy, waiter, and it's funny because a lot of the people I know now from Livingston, they would all come there, and I was their busboy, I was the waiter, and it's funny how things happen, and now I see them daily, and it's cool. It is. So,
and it helps you really understand the business from the bottom up, really. So all the staff you hire, exactly what you need and what that job entails.
At the time, I was a little mad at my dad because I was it's funny. My best friend was the waiter. I was the busboy. So anybody told me.
You're like, I'm his son, and I'm cleaning up. He was
right. He had the experience. This is the first time I was ever working in a restaurant, really in the front. So it's just how it went, and I'm kind of glad he did it that way because I can relate to everyone now and everyone's positions, and it makes it a lot easier when you're...
I was going to say, looking back now, aren't you glad you started as a busboy?
Yeah, it was the right choice.
So when did the light go off in your head that you said, I want to go off, I want to do my own thing? How did that happen?
I always knew that's where I was going to go, but I always thought it was going to be opening up like an Italian deli. I really never wanted a restaurant. I never really dreamed of owning a restaurant. But then just life and the way things worked out, the first major thing I did in this area was Marra's restaurant, with a pizzeria and restaurant, and it was a full-blown restaurant. We had like 90 seats. It wasn't really what I thought I was going to end up doing, and I don't think I knew how. Restaurants are difficult. They're very difficult, and there's a lot of moving parts in them.
So let's just discuss this for a second. So you didn't just take over like Marra's restaurant and make Marra's restaurant. You took over Stretches,
right?
Which was for a very long time, I don't know how many years, an institution here,
yeah,
right? I mean, for a lot of us, we all knew the Belmont Tavern, grew up going to the Belmont Tavern. Stretches came and gave us the Belmont Tavern in Livingston, and it was packed and it was awesome and all that. So whatever went in there had to sort of step in those shoes a little bit.
So
Marra's did that.
So it's funny. So this is exactly what happened. Once we realized we were going to do this, and at the time it was me and my father, we were going to do it together. I had no intentions, and I don't think my father did either, of actually keeping things on the menu like the Savoy and another ones like the Cavity al Paci. Well, that was kind of a little different than the way they did it. But their main dishes at the time that people really were looking for was the Cavity al Pacis, the chicken Savoy, the veal Marvin, which is a local thing here from
What's veal Marvin?
So veal Marvin's breaded veal cutlets, melted mozzarella, a little fresh tomato, mushroom, and a lemon wine sauce. And that dish was created for, Marvin from the pharmacy over
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so that's Marvin created that dish.
I think you need to bring that back.
He invented that dish. So we had I really want to go in with kind of my vision and a menu that I kind of want to just get a little creative with. And that was the plan. But, we're renovating here for like 6-7 months. People are coming in and out. What do? You better have the Savoy. You better have. And they kept saying it and kept saying it. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe we need to keep this on the menu. Keep this on the menu because, it seems like it's already a good start. We started doing our own thing with the hottie toddy, with the pizzas, try to make it our own as well to give you kind of the best of both.
The hottie toddy shrimp is amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Just saying that.
Thank you. Yeah. And so that's how that went. And that was going good. And that was, we were open for close to 9 years.
Yeah.
But like I said, that was never really my dream of what I wanted to do. And I opened the restaurant. That same month I had my daughter, Valentina. She's 9 now. And it's a difficult business. And it's not for everyone. I don't know. It's not a great family life, if that makes sense to you.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I think getting to know all the restaurant owners and sitting and talking and seeing what goes on we're sitting here during lunch hour, so there's people around, but seeing how hard it is that you have to be here to prep, you have to be here for the deliveries, you have to be here to make sure everything is lined up for the rush of people. It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, like it's snowing outside right now as we do this. So like people that have a restaurant, it could be a Saturday night and you get snow and
everyone cancels.
It kills it. It could back you up. It could mess you up that way. Whereas
from where I sit,
yeah,
your Marra's was a success. Especially for your first that to me was a success.
Yeah, it
was busy.
It was. Without that, I wouldn't have been able to do really what I wanted to do as far as these Tony Boys now and going that direction. It got jump started from the restaurant. So I have nothing but positive with that. It's just I had to make a decision like what's good for my family, and that's kind of the reason why we ended up making a switch.
So Tony Boys. Was that your dream?
More, yeah. It's where I saw myself. Like I saw myself in like a deli type place. So then with Tony Boys, I wanted to do more of like a sub shop, not so much Italian, but with Italian things, but just try to make it a fun sub shop. My own vision, where I don't have to really. I'm not taking something that maybe my father or stretch it. It's what I see.
The menu is yours.
Yeah. I listen. There was a lot of help from my father. There's a lot of things on his menu that we have like that are similar, and but it's just a different. I geared it more towards children, towards kids. The kids are. We have milkshakes. Like without the kids, this would not even. We wouldn't be sitting here. I would still have the restaurant.
Well, so Tony Boys opened when? 2019, 2018?
Tony Boys opened 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know Livingston or what, so where the restaurant is, it's about 2,100 square feet, right? My landlord owns both places. Since I was renovating the restaurant, that place was always vacant, the little unit, right?
I don't even think you knew that it was a
I didn't know what was there
usable
before.
space. Yeah,
I didn't know what happened, what was there, but from everything everyone said, it was
dry cleaners, maybe. I don't even know what was there.
It's connected to the dry cleaner. Supposedly there was some kind of soup place there. I'm not really. It was before.
There
me.
was a soup place,
Right.
not long lasting, by the way. Yeah.
So he just kept telling me, "Why don't you do something there? Do something there. Do something there. I'll give you a good deal on the rent, everything." So finally, I was like, "All right. Well, I wanted to do sandwiches. Let me see. Maybe I'll do something." So it started off. I was just doing sandwiches. I was open until 4 o'clock, so it wouldn't interfere with the restaurant. Closing at 4, opening here at 5.
So you added more to your plate. No pun intended.
You're right. Yeah. But it was fine because it wasn't going to interfere with either business. I thought it was a good fit, and I tried lunches at the restaurant. I couldn't get the lunches off. We tried different things for whatever reason. The lunch never really took off. So we thought it would work out well, and it ended up. It was good business, but so when COVID happened, it was kind of like a weird thing. So the restaurant was going down, obviously, right? The full service, and I think most people that struggled were the full service restaurant. But I was always looking to really get out of that restaurant business. And then when COVID came, it just seemed like the right time. That was kind of dipping the restaurant, and the sandwich shop really went crazy. I think it was because it was already established that it was a delivery place. It was established that it was takeout. There wasn't a million people sitting around, whatever it was. And I not just Tony Boy's. I think you look in town too, like the pizzerias, like everyone that was known to deliver seemed to really get a bump, and the full service places that really didn't take out and really didn't deliver seemed to get hit the hardest.
And it seemed like a lot of the restaurants, either from the beginning or shifted to like the family meals. Like I always say that, but that sort of. I mean, I think did you offer the Marras? Yeah,
we
did the family meals.
And I made a promise to people because listen, they were so supportive during that time. When I tell you, like we were busy for the takeout and delivery when we did it at the restaurant, but it wasn't. I didn't like the product because so you've had my pizza.
Yes.
Right? Okay. We never delivered that pizza for a reason. It was a pizza you have to sit down and eat it. Okay.
That's so true. You did not deliver your pizza.
Yeah. And listen, we would do takeout and people would take the pie home, but at least when you're picking something up, you know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
So I just never wanted to deliver that product. I just didn't think it was a pizza that traveled well. And during COVID, it's like I kind of was going against what I really wanted to do because we had to deliver at that point, and people were going to be. Then I stopped the pizzas and said, all right, we're going to do the family meals and the regular food, and we're not going to do the pizzas because I didn't even want to do it like that. And then it was just like little by little, we started taking things away from the actual restaurant, and then I just figured at that point I needed more space with the sandwich shop. The restaurant was happening to go through this big change. I really didn't want it, so it just felt like let's merge, let's do something together, and I'll get more space where I need it with the sandwich shop. We still offer a takeout menu after 4 o'clock here for dinner.
How does that do?
It does. It's not. I can't even say it's anywhere near what the restaurant dinners were, but it's there, and
it offers your top items.
Top items. We still
Tati shrimp.
Tati shrimps there, the Savoy, the meatballs. We do a bunch of different pastas. We're actually expanding our dinner menu now to do more of a Tony Boys type twist on things. We're going to bring in some Italian egg rolls. We're going to try to get a little more out of the box.
I love that.
Yeah, we're going to do some stuff like that. Some fried ravioli. Bring in some more pasta, fresh pastas. A couple different sauces, and just do a little spin on it. So it's not I just don't want to be considered just every other Italian food. I like to just have a little difference with it.
Just keep making it fresh. Keep putting a turn on something.
Even with the Tony Boys regular menu, we do every once in a while we'll throw a new sandwich on. Now we brought the milkshakes, and every month we do a shake of the month.
Yeah, how do the milkshakes do?
The milkshakes are going better than I would have thought at this time of year. We brought it in at the end of the summer last year, so we kind of brought them in. We're like, all right, let's just get it going, and then by next summer or spring, hopefully they're really. But
what's the best topping? Because what is it? You have Fruity Pebbles.
So first of all, I'm going to give a lot of credit to John. You know John.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
John's
John,
the best.
I gave him complete
Is John like your? Is he like? What's his position? Manager.
Manager, but that's even it cheapens what he. I mean, he's more than that. But yeah.
I think even if you don't know John, you know John because he's like probably 7 feet tall.
Yeah, most people think John's the owner.
He is. He's the face. Sorry, Anthony. Yeah.
But he's great, and he. I gave him complete creativity when it came to the milkshakes. Like we went over a basic menu, but now shake it a month every month. Like he's back there. He's like a scientist in a lab. Like now he's coming out tomorrow. We're gonna do a French toast one, and he's back there making fresh toast, croutons, and he's grinding them up into the shake. And he enjoys it, and he's really good at that. And he's very creative, so it's fun.
So milkshakes are his specialty.
Yeah, I mean amongst many others, but that's his. He's doing really well with that. So
it's interesting. Your staff, a lot of the guys who are back here, worked for you at Marra's. Am I correct?
So
I feel like they've been with you for a long time.
And that they are the best. Like it's one of the biggest things. So even with closing the restaurant, even before the closing the restaurant when we were through COVID, the thing that I was happiest with, nobody lost an hour of their work. Everybody worked.
It's incredible.
So nobody actually lost a job here. Even when we combine places, which is really, I'm proud of that more than anything.
What's the most ordered sandwich?
Drunk chicken and the Lancer. The Lancer, which I don't know if it's because it's named the Lancer, but the kids, so it's chicken cutlet, melted cheddar, bacon, and ranch.
I think they order it because it's chicken cutlet.
Yeah, maybe, but
melted cheddar, bacon, and ranch. Yeah.
That's their favorite, I think.
What's the Humpty Dumpty?
Well, we have a Humpty and a Dumpty.
Oh, that's what it is. I love that.
The Humpty's peppers and eggs, and then the Dumpty's pepperoni and eggs.
And I'm assuming the salon salad is the favorite salad. That's because that's my favorite salad. Add the pickles.
We're not going to talk about any other salads today.
Exactly. It's just the salon salad. Is there something that somebody orders that you're like, we can make that? Is there a secret menu here?
Well, there was. So again, with John, I put it only on the online ordering. I didn't put it anywhere up in the store. We had it, and it actually said like John's secret menu, and there was like 2 or 3 crazy because he gets really, really crazy and creative. Sometimes we gotta like just all right, John, let's just go. Just crazy things, but a couple of them we put on. They were popular.
What were they?
Well, now they're on the regular menu. So
they go from the secret. They do so well. They go from the secret menu
like
to the board.
Performance trial. So, one was like he called it the Angry Bird, and it's basically like a drunk chicken. It's got the chicken cutlet, the vodka, but he put shaved parm on it, provolone, pepperoni, honey.
Oh my God!
But you know what? It works. Like it's a crazy enough where it's different. Nobody else has that, right? And it tastes good. You know. So that went on. We did another one called the Marino, which is a cheesesteak, where he made like a spicy coleslaw. Yeah. And he puts like we take Lay's potato chips, crush them up, throw them in there. It's a little different, but listen, they were working. So
hold on, John, we're talking about you.
John, yeah. If we have more microphones.
Yeah. And then is the place in Madison still open?
Madison's there. What's really cool about that was, so we opened up there, and for people that are not familiar, we opened up on Park Avenue, where Main Street ends and it goes into Park Avenue, closer towards the Florham Park side of town. So it's not like walking distance to the downtown area, but we opened because we're a block away from FDU, Drew University,
St.
Elizabeth. So there's 3 colleges right there. Then you have all the Summit Medical and all the campuses. So that's really why I like that spot. What we opened up January, and then that March was COVID, and so all the colleges were out. So we didn't really know what to expect there. This is our first year where the schools are kind of back to normal, and the businesses the offices are getting filled again. So it's our first real year, and it's going. Thankfully, it's looking like it's going to be a good spot there.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, speaking of family time, what do you do in your free time now that you just have the sandwich shop and you wanted more family?
My wife was, she missed me a lot during the restaurant, but now it's like a little too much time where sometimes I'll be home. She's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Don't you need to open? Don't you need
she's
to be
looking.
there?
She's like, she has a realtor she's working with. She's trying to find me a restaurant somewhere now. No, I'm just.
Is that the way it always works?
Yeah, but we like to travel when we can. I like to just, even if it's just for like a long weekend, we like to do things as a family. My daughter's completely spoiled. She forgets what it's like when I was at the restaurant, and I would like sometimes most of the time not be home for bedtime. She doesn't even remember that. So now it's like if I go out to dinner with my friends or if I'm going somewhere, she's like, "You're not gonna be here for bedtime?" Like it's like this whole thing. Like my son's 5, so they're used to it, and hopefully we could just keep it like that. And it's like I said, they're happy with it. And
So, what's the future for Tony Boys and Anthony Marra Jr.?
so hopefully this is just the beginning. I'm working with a company now where we legally got everything franchised. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be as far as
To open up other Tony Boys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're trying to get more open. I think we're going to be opening another one by next year, but we don't have everything signed yet, so it's just a little tricky. But most likely, we should have one more at least for sure that's coming up within the next year. And in the old Tony Boy space, meanwhile, I'm sure everybody's tired of driving by and just seeing a sign that
says
moved.
Tony Boys next door. Yeah.
I tried to paint it. I tried to make it look a little nicer for everyone, but we are going to do a pop-up ice cream shop that's going to open. We're shooting for April 1st, and for now, we're going to keep it open for the summer, and then hopefully it turns into something that can
is this you heard it here first?
This is it, yeah.
You heard it here first, folks?
Breaking.
Yeah. Breaking news, breaking news.
Yeah, what we wanted to, and...
Is there a name to it?
We're going to, it's going to be called Twisted, because we're going to
Twisted Boys instead of Tony Boys?
Well, I was going to do that, but actually, you know what, let me just calm down with all these, it's just going to be, it's going to be just Twisted, because, so with that, I don't know a lot about the ice cream business at all. I'm learning, and I'm actually going to like an expo this weekend, because I really want to educate myself before I get involved with this, but
That must be very hard to go to an ice cream expo.
It's going to be,
Oh, I feel
I'm
bad for you.
it.
Yeah.
But so basically, I'm just going to kind of do this like what I like when I go to what I like and I don't like when I go to an ice cream parlor. So the biggest pet, like I don't like going to an ice cream parlor, and then you you get sprinkles on something. Then as soon as you eat the top layer, there's no toppings left, right?
I agree.
So all of our toppings, whatever we have come up with, we're going to have the bottom first before we put any ice cream.
Middle.
Whether it's a cone or a cup, yep, middle, and then the top.
3 layers of toppings.
And that should just be a law.
That should be standard.
It should be a law.
Standard amongst ice cream
Everybody
shops.
should be doing this. So that I know I'm going to do. But outside of that, I really don't know.
Funky toppings, probably?
Funky, yeah. I'm going to try to get, again, we're going to try to get a little crazy like we are with the milkshakes and stuff, try to be a little different. And because it's such a small space and I can't do homemade ice cream, and I don't really want to sell it if it's not going to be like a homemade ice cream, we're going to do just like custom flavors of soft serve and then get crazy with it. So I know that much right now. As far as what toppings and all that stuff and the actual menu, it's still, after I get out of this expo, hopefully I have a little more to tell you because I'm learning.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Who knew a little sandwich shop can lead to taking over the world?
It's just funny because like everything just happens for a reason, and with the restaurant, I always wanted to make a change, but I didn't know. Without the restaurant, I wouldn't even have been in a position to even try something like this. So everything just goes hand in hand.
It's, I think there's always a lesson in learning that things are just they're going to happen the way they're going to happen.
Yeah.
And that sounds like that's what happened with you. Mm-hmm. And that's incredible.
Well, I'm going to flip the script on you a little bit, though.
Oh, go ahead. Flip it.
Let's this for a second. I mean, people don't really, not everybody knows what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I think the town, I mean, I know people around here know, but...
Neely gave me this job of being the food czar. I never knew it would be that I'd be sitting here with microphones doing a podcast. I never knew that after my first video of Viva Guacamole, it would actually turn into something. And it's been such a gift for me. It's really... But I will say, you... every time someone asks you for help in the community with the fundraisers and stuff like that, you never say no. And I think if I could say this, I think you really understand how important a community is, but you give back too. So it's, I see that.
Thank you. I mean, it is a community, and I knew this before COVID, but during COVID, just to see how everyone is in this, people were calling. Here's my credit card. Can you send St. Barnabas nurses anonymously 2 sandwich platters? Can you send the police department a sandwich platter? and they don't want recognition, and that's really where the giving comes. Like, that's what I really believe in your heart when you want to give something, when you don't want to tell people about it, and it happened so much. And then what they were doing on purpose was they were helping out a restaurant, and they were helping, and they were doing it all the time.
Yeah, they're helping the restaurant by spending money here, and they're helping the frontline workers. I mean,
Right.
it's
and
that's
Sage
exactly
with when she raised all the money from she was raising the money and giving it to the restaurants to send food to St. Barnabas and all that. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It was just so many different people doing that, and
Well, I hope you're here for a very long time.
me too.
I have high expectations, but you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anthony Marra Jr., thank you so much for sitting with me today. I feel like I learned a little bit about you.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much. I'm a big fan,
I know. I appreciate it.
always. And
I am too. I can't wait to. I'm going to skip this one, but I'll watch all the other ones.
we hate hearing our voices. No, but thank you. You should be very proud. And everyone, look out for Twisted.
Okay.
Twisted. April for Twisted. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.